What's going on, guys? Welcome to episode 2 of My Perspective. Remember, the format looks like this: commentary on last episode, behind the scenes, and then teaser for next episode. Quite a bit of people have asked me where I get my music and B-roll from. So in this episode's behind the scenes, I'm going to give you a quick rundown. But first, let's throw the last episode.
You essentially go into a higher dimension, so that would mean that
I'm not a religious believer, so for me, I just think that you die and your family lives on.
I think if you're a bad person, you come back as like a mountain or like rocks or trees.
Like always, the first thing I'm going to want to do is check the comments on last week's episode to see if there's any perspectives that we can discuss. And wow, this week there is a lot. Too bad this is not my channel. So far, I really appreciate your support just barely a week after my episodes launched. However, I would love if you could do it like even one step further, and especially on the bigger question episodes, just leave a comment. This way I have an opportunity to discuss them in my perspective. Religions play a major role in how we view the afterlife, and those points of view were the most common when asked this question.
I'm a Christian, so I believe in God.
And you float around for a while, and then God picks you out and says, okay, it's your turn.
you go to a heaven of some kind, you know?
This week's question, what happens after you die, had a lot of people speak about their religious perspective. And it wasn't just on camera either. We recorded over 120 answers for the 6 episodes in this series, but more than double that actually answered off camera. And a lot of them had some kind of religious faith. And that's to be expected. A quick Wikipedia search says that in 2011, 76% of all people in Ontario had some kind of religious background.
Eternity is a path that we had to cross after we die.
I want to point out this man particularly, like I did in the episode. He had a long history of not knowing himself before one day he says he really met God. Now his answer was extremely long. Yeah, the clip that I showed was only a minute long, but we sat and spoke with him for nearly half an hour. There's little point in me telling you his story, but what I can say is my perspective. See, I have a Catholic background, but I'm not overly religious. But I'm glad I had that discussion with that gentleman. See, my belief system might not have changed much from before to after, but that discussion definitely helped me open up my perspective. Walking away from that discussion and then reflecting and talking to the people that I was around, I thought, what are the chances? Maybe we do find God in whichever form that is at the point in life that we need it. And maybe I'm just not there yet. And regardless if I changed my opinion drastically after these discussions or not, or you do, it's just always such a great opportunity to have these discussions with people who think differently. And for that reason, I'd love to know like a short snippet of your background in religious belief or experience. If you just want to leave me a comment on this video, or go back to the other video and leave me a comment on what you think happens after you die. Alright, so behind the scenes, and a lot of people have asked me where I get my B-roll and or music from. I mean, I use a lot of stock footage, and I do understand the benefit of shooting your own surroundings and using it as B-roll. I get that it would completely immerse the audience into where I'm at. But because of limited time and resources, I thought it would be better to subscribe to a provider. This way I can ensure that I have the right B-roll for every clip that I want to use. Now there are many websites that you can use, either for music or for B-roll or for all of it in one. I decided to go with one called Envato Elements. So Envato Elements has everything I would need to enhance my storytelling abilities for what I believe is a reasonable rate. I think I paid only $200 for the year, and I download multiple items almost every day. This isn't a sponsored video either. I'm still pretty short on subscribers. It's just facts. Like if I need music, let's go to music here. if I need music and I'm doing a bigger question episode, so I need something like lo-fi, chill, search it up here. Got the first one. Here, just like that. Look how many. 306 lo-fi chill. So the sound effects, yep. Graphics, absolutely. Video templates, yeah. How do you think I make all those glitch titles? And there's just a ton of stock footage. Here, let me search for doctor and patient. So we got 13, almost 14,000 doctor and patient videos. So we can find one that we like. Let's say I like this one here. Click on it, play it. I like this nice little dynamic between the doctor in the background here and the patient in the foreground. So we could click download, and we even get the commercial license with it. Now here's the kicker between this one, this Envato Elements, and other sites which made me prefer this one. Scroll down a little bit. Similar stock footage. So you can see there's the same doctor and patient in this video, same doctor and patient in this video, similar footage here, more videos from the same creator, and that to me separated it because it makes it so accessible and easy just to click on them right here if I want to make a sequence. So I definitely recommend any creators do your due diligence in what provider is best for you. But for me, Envato has been a wonderful tool so far in getting these episodes to air. And speaking about doctors and patients, I guess this would be the right time to jump into the teaser. This Thursday, episode 2, Meaning of Life, drops at 4 p.m. So make sure you look out for it because this one has a lot of relevance for our world today. Remember to subscribe, throw a like, and leave a comment on this Thursday's episode of your perspective. This way I can discuss it in next week's episode of my perspective. To the teaser.
292,000 people dying from COVID, and there are serious concerns this morning.
COVID-19 swept the globe, causing distress on the largest scale. Nations closed borders to their closest allies, economies struggled, and a relentless wave of death and illness impacted us all. But this story is not about COVID-19. It's about one of those healthcare workers, an ICU doctor who has dealt with the evil of the coronavirus, but has also dedicated his life to intensive healthcare long before this virus. Today we will find the meaning of life to an ICU doctor.
And I remember that